Today's video is going to be a little different. I was always asked, and I did make a video at one time about the first 5 airsoft guns that I had. This is basically going to be my first event. Now I did go to like a backyard skirmish before this, and this is back 2008. It was an event down in Strasbourg, and I took all my airsoft weapons there. And the big thing that I want to explain is my first airsoft weapons were unusual. I got advice from a friend that, being a big guy, I should get a support weapon. Well, okay, so he suggested a 249. So my first weapon was a Classic Army M249 MK2. Full bells and whistles. Was very expensive at the time. I think it was like 450 bucks. Came with a box mag and a high cap mag. Tried and had a bipod. And being the person that I was, I thought you had to buy a regular gun case for the airsoft replica. So I went online looking, and I actually found a storm case pre-cut for an M249, and I'll throw a picture of it up right here. I fitted that out with the 249, extra batteries, BBs, cleaning rod, a couple other things. He also said that because I'm getting this support weapon, I should have a sidearm. His recommendation was a KWA M1911. So I bought that with 2 mags. And I put all that in that case, and I fitted it out so that like I could just take that one case to the games. The only thing I had to take was propane of some kind. And here's a picture of it fully fitted in a case. Now, his next suggestion to me before I went to the game was that, of course, a lot of BBs, things like that, was to get a secondary weapon. And he said it should be something small, doesn't have to, he said something you can carry easy if you have to. So I really liked it, so I bought a TM, the real Tokyo Marui, Mac 10. And just like and I forgot to mention the KWA, I bought an extra mag for it as well, the 1911. The Mac 10, I bought it, came with 1 mag, so I bought 4 more. These were 50 round mags, so I had 5 mags. When I bought that, of course, I had to buy a storm case for that too, and that fit in the storm case with the 5 mags, silencer, the whole 9 yards on it, and the batteries that I had. I'll throw up a picture of that here too. And as you saw, I included the picture of the sling that I bought for it, or the holster I should say. You had 2 mags under the left, and the actual Mac 10 hung under the right hand side, your right arm. Or no, it was reverse, I'm sorry. 2 mags under the right arm, Mac 10 under the left arm. So I go to this game. Now imagine this, I'm fully dressed in camo, and it was woodland camo. I have my vest on with my drop leg holster with my 1911 on the side here, on my right leg. I have this holster rig with the 2 mags for the Mac 10 and the Mac 10 with a mag in it on over my vest that I have on. I have a cross-draw vest. I also have 2 pouches on the left-hand side for the 2 remaining mags I had for the 5, so I had the 5 mags with me. So now I have a 1911 on my right leg, and I have the Mac 10 on me. I also picked up the KWA, or the Classic Army M249, and slung that on. And I'm running that around the field. And I have to tell you a little story about the 249 when we're done with the story here. I got about maybe an hour into the game. And everybody on the team is at least 20 years younger than I am. Right now I'm 59, and I think the youngest member on the team is like 22, 23. So there's quite a few years difference between some of the gentlemen. And I think at the time, the one guy on the team, he was like 18 or 19, maybe 20, and he was like a gazelle. Out through the woods, he's gone. So I'm trying to run with these guys with all this gear on and that 249. I think I ran it for about an hour before I just was exhausted. I asked my friend to put the 249 back in the box, or back in the car, and for the rest of the day, I ran my 1911 and my Mac 10. Now, this was in March. It was actually sunny and dry, no snow, but it still was a little brisk. So the 1911 with the gas mags wasn't very efficient. It was losing FPS. I would pull that out to shoot at people, and at the time, 2.0 BBs. That's all I had. 2.0s in the Mac 10, 2.0s in the 1911. So even though I'm shooting, I'm not getting a lot of distance with the 1911. And of course, instead of just shooting once or twice and seeing that I'm not hitting the people, I empty the clip at a guy, don't realize it, put the next clip in, empty the clip at him. I'm out. So I say clip mag. My bad, mag. So I get the Mac 10, and it's phenomenal shooting. The TM Mac 10 shooting is about 125 feet with 2.0s of BBs just sail out there like a string. But you're only shooting 280 FPS. So people are dodging out of the way, matrixing the BBs. It's funny to watch, and I just think that's how everything works in airsoft. And I had a really good time just using the Mac 10 with the 5 mags. And my thought was, I have 50 rounds per mag. I have 5 mags. That's 250 rounds. I'll never run out. I think I ran out within, at the break, I was like already out of mags, running back to spawn, trying to fill the mags again. That was also my first time dealing with someone not calling their hits. Now, granted, I'm shooting somebody with a 280 FPS, Mac 10, limited range, with 2.0 BBs. The gentleman in question who I was shooting at was 50 feet away from me, partially behind a tree. His back was sticking out, and I have a brand new mag in the gun, my Mac 10, 50 rounds. I do a burst. Nothing. I do a burst. Nothing. And I was captured in a picture doing this. I leaned my arm against the rail, down the sights, and emptied the mag into him. He finally went hit, hit, like this, after at least 30 rounds being put into him. That was my first experience with someone not calling their hits. You just put more BBs into them. Now, I had an awesome day just using the Mac 10 and the 1911, and I had to get into my head that I had to consolidate my shooting because I only had 250 rounds. That was my first experience with conserving ammo. After that, I took BBs with me and a speed loader, and I was loading in the field. Now, this particular game, the guy had a bucket of 2.0s in your spawn that you could go back and load up your mags with. There were only 2.0s, which was fine for me. I had a good time with it, and like, I remember that was my first experience with the airsoft at an event. I really had a good time. Which is also a segue into the 249. Like I said it before, I always thought you had to have a real, like a good case, a gun case, and I got storm cases, which are airtight and waterproof, for all my replicas. I did that for the first like 15, 20 guns. I also did not know on the 249 that you could refill that box mag easily. I don't know why I didn't realize that you could do that. You didn't have to take it off the gun, disconnect it, fill it all up, put it back on the gun. So I went and I bought at the time I bought 2 more box mags. So I had 3 box mags filled with BBs I was carrying with me. That's another reason I got so tired. I had on my back 2 box mags of 2,500 rounds. So I had 5,000 rounds on my back, 2,500 rounds in the gun itself. And down the road, I bought another box mag that was like auto sensing, like sound activated, before I actually did a mod to make the box mag auto wind when you pull the trigger. That was after I stripped the piston in the 249. That was the first experience with a gearbox stripping a piston. I went from an 8.4 to a 9.6, and oh, the gun shoots great, but strip the piston. So that was the easiest thing to fix. So, but that was my first experience with fixing a gun, and that was also my first experience at an airsoft event. Hopefully, you guys found this amusing, and some of the pictures I will show at the end too of the day of the game. You can see all the people that were there and how I looked and how I was dressed up. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, you guys have a good day.